Hello and welcome to Grognard and Friends. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends.
We are walking and talking and moving and grooving and hipping and hopping and picking and popping with a buzz to be a page. Better take a stand, you gonna wake up that thing in your hand. Looking all around me, trouble to be found. Make sure when you find it that you get a say loud. Gotta go free, need back up, bring me my pride. Red photo jacket. He's bad and he don't work. We are walking and talking, but he's faster than me. Show my walkie-talkie man. Last night at the show, we are walking and talking, going out of the street. Go, 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 go.
When last we left the friends, they had finally made it through the dark necropolis and into the eastern districts once more to search for Calandra's contact, only to be attacked by the strange abominations and carbonation that ended with Nikita missing, and Calandra getting covered in a sticky, hardening goo from one of them. A quick search uncovered a hidden entrance to the sewers, which led to a secret underground stronghold. The friends investigated, but quickly noped out of there after a disturbing encounter with a grotesque monstrosity. The friends then sought sanctuary within Goblin Town, but were surprised to find it on lockdown. Luckily, a familiar goblin face recognized Butt Trumpet and was able to help them. This goblin, named Poo Porridge, helped them to get word to the Godfather's compound. The Godfather, the overseeing protector of Goblin Town, had met with the friends once before, and because of this, a representative was sent out who found a place where their friends could rest and introduced them to a informative, if not shady, goblin, who gave them a contact within the slinks that might be able to help them with their search. Well fed, rested, and now with a contact within the eastern districts, the friends left Goblin Town and headed down into the chasm like slinks, only to quickly come upon an ambush. But for once, not one targeting them. Okay, friends, here's what lies before you. You've entered down into the slinks. Traveled for a little bit, but up ahead you hear combat. You hear fighting. And as you round a corner, you see what looks like a number of armored people. There's 3 of them, one very tall and thin, one short and stout, and one of them basically typical human size, if not a little on the slender side. Around them lay numerous bodies of similarly armored people, as well as a number of halflings, and they are surrounded by a number of halflings that are attacking them, and periodically you're seeing what look like either arrows or bolts bouncing off of armor and shields.
Guys,
Do I recognize the guardsmen?
They do look like guards. The armor matches the guards, but the thing that's interesting is the armor matches the old guards.
The ones we used to work with.
Correct. Before this new rebranding that seems to have happened.
Guards 1.0.
Remember back when the guards were good? At least didn't treat us like we were
Guys,
wasting the time.
guys, I think it's hero time.
It was probably. I was just wondering. So they are wearing old guard uniforms. The question is, Paul, is it like, do we see their faces or anything like
No,
that?
they have helmets on.
Did the old guard always have like full helmets?
They wore helmets, but they had.
Clank.
That's really loud.
Your microphone's fantastic.
And obviously right next to your drink. They used to have a different style of armor, of helmet, I mean. It was much more of, it was open and...
Yeah, you could see their faces
right.
and everything, right?
This is more similar to the new branding, the helmet. In other words, it's that conical kind of, but it's still silver. It's that old
Yeah, it's got
unadorned plate.
the plague doctor kind of look going with it, right?
More like the traditional suit of armor you might see in a museum, with that kind of, not so much the plague doctor like you see now in the rebranding.
Toned down version.
Well, guys, you know that our pictures are probably on the Halfling Thieves Guild dartboards. So if we run over there and they recognize us,
what are you talking about? They don't know. Nobody's ever reported back.
that we know of.
Yeah, true. That we're aware of.
I mean, they keep finding us. So.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So the combat is a little further down in this direction.
I'm ready to go. You guys ready? Action time.
Is it though?
No,
Is
no.
it really?
No.
Is it really?
No.
Does it have to be?
Come on. We can fight back to back. It'll be awesome. It'll
be fine.
Jack has
Probably.
kind of leaned forward and is like by both of your faces, like quick to Calandra, then to Reed, then back to Calandra, then to Reed, then to Calandra, and you guys stop talking. He keeps doing that for a few seconds, and then he just kind of goes.
Jack, you should stay with Butt Trumpet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's move up then.
Can we
So
rush
you
over
said
there all
it's
heroic,
to the
or do you got
left
some
or-
different plan?
Are we intimidating enough? He kind of like looks around. He's like, I don't know.
Jack looks at
Reed
you and
like puffs.
goes,
Do they look
Yeah.
easily distractible by hookers and blackjack?
They seem a little preoccupied for that at the
Yeah.
moment.
Because maybe set up a table, for blackjack, not
So-
hookers.
Calandra's
Paul,
specialty.
to paint the picture again, we have 3 guardsmen in the
Three
middle
dog hookers
of.
playing poker, basically, to paint the picture.
Is it it's in the middle of an a crossroad, or is it just on the street?
It's a bend in the road. It's right before. It's right at the bend in the road.
So all right, so bend in the road. They're fighting. There's people firing from.
You don't know. You just
There's people firing from somewhere.
Right, from this distance, you're just seeing these projectiles bouncing off of shields and occasionally like a helmet or a shoulder.
Okay. Is there anyone in close combat with them?
Yes, you see a handful of all halflings.
Well, the one thing we could do real quick is, we can go in there. Taking fire from random things could suck. I don't know about talking, but I could throw up like a fog bank, and we could try to extract them.
I'm just going to reiterate that, guys, you especially see this. Around their feet, around the area, you see a number of bodies of other guards, and kind
Are they wounded? Or
looking dead. Some might be wounded, but a lot of them don't seem to be moving. Same
Damn.
like an equal number of halflings laying, not moving on the ground as well.
All right. So I'm thinking we go in there. I can throw up a fog bank to at least obstruct archers from attacking us. So we got to get in close, extract the wounded, help the guardsmen. Looking around right where we're standing. Are these abandoned buildings right next to us?
It's tough to tell.
He's looking for somewhere where we could bring the wounded into at least a enclosed structure or something.
Okay. One of the things that now that you've made it a little ways into the slinks, that you do notice is, as I mentioned before, the ground of the slinks is very uneven. And now that you're getting into like a populated area, or what was once a populated area at least, you notice buildings are leaning, that corners of them are starting to sink in places. Some of them are leaning precariously into the street. Some of them are leaning and they end up leaning against each other and kind of resting on each other. Some don't appear to be affected. Some are like practically you can't. It's like you don't know how the building hasn't toppled over because of the extreme angle in which it's sunk.
Yeah, so guys is taking a quick.
Needs to be fired. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them are staying pretty sturdy, all things considered.
And throughout this
yeah.
whole thing, in the background, in the distance, is that huge cloud pillar of black smoke going up into the sky.
Do I see a building that would be good to fall back, say, if we have wounded guardsmen to drag them into safety? That's what he's looking around for. Just in the immediate area, like a quick scope, just
There
somewhere.
are a number of buildings. Most
Okay.
of them, the doors are shut. It's none of them necessarily look abandoned, like the doors are open, the windows are open.
Yeah.
It just looks. They all look like they could be occupied at this point. You see as Eldred gets pelted with an arrow, a bolt in the shoulder, takes some damage, and as he bends over, one goes over where his face would have been. And Calandra, what was your armor class?
39! 39!
Exactly. 10.
Got it.
10.
You get hit in the gut for 3 points
Oh,
of damage
perfect.
from a
Three,
crossbow
okay.
bolt.
Ah.
You're not exactly
There's-
sure where it came from, but you guys have been just standing there.
Did that one come from over Eldred?
When he bent
So it came-
over, kind of hit.
Okay. So it didn't come from
Thanks,
north or
Eldred.
south of us.
Awesome.
It came in that direction.
Normally, when
that-
I say I want my guts rearranged, this is not what I mean.
Tally ho! I guess as Gaius kind of just pulls the arrow out of Eldred. I'll fix that in a minute. And then you're fine. He slaps some solve in there. He's like, that should work on that.
You hear Eldred go, "You really gotta work on that bedside manner."
Yep. When there's a bed available, I'll start practicing. No, Calandra.
I can help with that.
Just preempt that. That's
Eldred looks at Calandra and
so
goes,
Paul from the where our friends got shot from.
"Yes."
Can I tell, like, was it on the buildings on the right hand side or the left hand side?
No.
Something like that.
None of you
No.
were paying attention to anything like that.
Okay.
So
Then we gotta move into combat.
Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, guys got 21.
We haven't seen where any of those people were firing at us from. And there's a bunch of injured people up ahead that I can see. And also within the party now.
yeah, it's
I-
the limit of your where you can see because
Yeah, obviously, yeah, we see them, that's why we stopped.
right.
So as an action, I'm going to cast called
Let
Long
Trumpet will be up
Strider.
next, and then you read.
Guys,
Okay.
just leans down, picks up a little bit of dirt. You imagine you're watching Gladiator right now as he's rubbing it in his hands and reaching out, wind, earth, help me move fast. And as he casts Long Strider, his speed is now an extra 10 feet for the next hour, which
Do your
makes
legs get longer?
Gaius... No, but you do feel like a gentle breeze just seemed to want to, like, just always at his back. That seems to help him move. So that as his action, he does that, and then let's see, 10.
Calandra, since you were right next to me, you just see me like I close my eyes and let the breeze hit me. What is that?
Ew, I wonder what he ate.
Oh, was that
It's a
him?
fresh breeze. So Gaius can sprint up to there, and then
There's a
Reed's
breeze
hair
coming from
blowing
our
in
way.
Gaius's breeze.
just it's just an epic breeze. It's nothing to worry about.
Epic breeze.
An epic breeze. Yeah.
What you're
let's see, bonus
describing, I
action.
picture it being like the Road Runner, where the smoke comes out. The,
Oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a cloud, and then and there's just a Gaia-shaped hole in the.
yeah. Except it's not coming from the feet.
Me. No, it's coming from the feet. I can't tell if any of the guardsmen that are I've now approached any that are wounded on the ground that are actually wounded. Are they? I have to get closer to check. Is basically what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
it's tough to tell from this distance.
Are any of the three standing looking really hurt.
They all look hurt. You don't necessarily know if they're like really severe.
I'm looking like if any of them are obviously bloodied. Basically, I have my divine thing that I could potentially
Right,
do.
you
But if
see-
they're not,
You see blood,
Sir.
but it doesn't look like. It looks
I
like they've
gotcha.
sustained some wounds. They're not at any dire point, though.
gotcha. All right. So yeah, I cast the action and I move. That's all I got
Okay.
because we were so far away.
Okay, Eldred and Butt Trumpet and Jack head up to this point. Butt Trumpet on Eldred's back and Jack on Butt Trumpet's back.
Back to back to back.
All right, snipe the snipers.
Reed, it is your turn.
I'm rushing up there. So I used my cunning action to take a second move action.
Yep.
And then I'm going to shoot an arrow. And my short
Hold
bow
on
attack
2
is
seconds.
I got a 13. I'm shooting at halfling number 4. I'm assuming the halflings are the bad guys.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna.
I hope,
Oh my
I hope I'm
God.
not wrong. Nobody told me otherwise. So.
Okay,
You're
what did
shooting
you
all
roll?
the people. 13.
Okay, that misses.
I'm
Whoa!
running too fast with my speedy halfling feet. All right, that's the end of my turn.
Who do I shoot at? Are we shooting at the guards or the halflings?
No,
Who shot
not
me?
the guards.
Who shot me?
The people that are shooting at the guards.
You have used your movement, but you can do your action
Yes.
now or dash.
I
You saw Reed run up, pull an arrow, and his bow, fire, then kind of stamp his foot in the ground and go, darn it.
dash to get by Reed.
I think
Because
I need a
can't see
catchphrase for when I
anyway.
miss.
You hear Eldred get hit again.
Gonna strap some freaking pots and pans to the wizard so he stops getting hurt.
And Gaius, it is your turn.
Did Butt Trumpet do anything?
Yes, they cast a spell that missed. A firebolt.
Okay. What time of day is this battle taking place in, Paul?
It's probably late morning at this point.
Is it like daylight? Like we can see? Yeah, on the map I can only see like 30 feet. That's why I'm like...
Right. The thing is, it's that smoke has created a haze around this part of the Slinks. You can see,
Okay.
but, you know, it's kind of like this is what you can see clearly,
Okay.
and then everything else is kind of hazy.
Gaius goes running in and I want to cast spiritual weapon up here, Paul, please. If you
Okay.
can, with that little device out.
When Calander gets right behind me, right, as she moves up, I
Like
mentioned to her, I'm like,
to the right by number 4, right there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You are
And spiritual weapon is going to take a swing at number 4.
okay.
Hit with a 23.
It hits.
don't
Thank God.
Yeah, it
guys,
does.
his strides.
Thank
Don't
Bacchus.
Don't
And then
guys,
hits
his
for
strides seem extra long.
7 force damage. I'm a medic. I'm here to help. And then he steps over here and swings a weapon.
I'm here to
assuming
help.
with
Smash,
advantage
smash.
because the
Smash.
guard's on the opposite side. Paul,
Pardon me?
we're doing that. Is flanking a thing? Are you doing flanking?
We stopped
Doing
flanking.
event. We stopped flanking, so I wouldn't get
Unless,
advantage if I
unless
moved
you're
up.
totally surrounding the person, there's no flanking. Remember, we
Gotcha. All right, we'll not step up then to gain advantage. Are any of these? So aside from the dude I just dinged with the spiritual weapon, does 5 look injured, or is he seem of fit health?
got some cuts here and there.
Okay.
From
All right. You know what? I won't even worry about it. I will because I did that. I will just cast the cantrip. Toll of the Dead. So I need number 4 to make a Wisdom saving throw, Paul. See how wise these things are.
16.
That is the number to beat. So the cantrip does not go off. That is my bonus action, and I've moved. I'm done. I'm a medic. I'm here to help, I swear. I don't know where that floating hammer came from, but it definitely, as he was running up, purple light shot out of his hand and formed into a force weapon and just started battering number 4.
You see a bolt of fire go past your spiritual weapon and hit number 4, setting kind of part of their clothes on fire. But at the exact
Nice.
same time, you hear a whoosh.
What was the whoosh noise?
That was your wind. I heard it too, guys. It came from you.
It's okay. We won't judge.
I have magic powers. Just stop being juvenile.
Call him whatever you want.
I heard beads can give you magical powers too.
And the
No,
more you eat,
that's
the more magical
that was
powers
just-
you get.
I was gonna say no. That's just Nikita that gets magical powers from beans. Clear a room.
Reed, it is your turn.
Reading Calandra.
Uh,
Time out after this.
I drop the bow and I rush up. 1, 2, 3, 4 to number 5, and I attack with my debt collector. Dun, dun, dun. That's a 20.
That hits.
He's in combat, right? So I get sneak attack.
Yep.
A total of 10 points of damage. So all 3 of those figures in the middle are what we think are the guards, right?
They're dressed as guards. You're
But
just
they might
wearing
be
the uniforms
guards.
that you were used to before the new armor seemed to be used.
Well, they could be imposters. You never know.
They could
I'm
actually
gonna
be
draw
a
one.
bunch of kobolds, all within each set of armor.
You're thinking too deep, Dan. It's turtles all the way down.
Turtles. I like that. It's a shell game, Reed.
So it's 10 plus 2. So 14.
Okay, that just missed.
Do these look like the thiefy halflings now that I'm right in his face?
They do look similar to halflings that you have encountered before. I mean, they're halflings, and they're dressed in leather armor, some in studded leather armor.
What is with the halflings in this town?
Excluding me. Excluding me. Right?
Very angry people.
Moving up here. Move behind Reed. Freaking hell. Cast Sacred Flame on number 5. It's a
A 2.
dexterity. 2. Okay, let me roll my damage. 8. 8 radiant damage. Woohoo!
Okay.
I think the halfling in front of me just got an idea. I saw a light bulb. Over his head.
Matter of fact, the halfling in front of you swings around. You see it's a female. It's a young woman halfling. Looks at you and says, "You filthy traitor," and rolls a 16. Does that hit you
Oh, it does.
for 6 points of damage? As sticks her sword right below in your side here.
Hey! No, ma'am!
And as you're standing
said
there,
si-
Don't
Calandra,
poke
you see
him.
the blade come out and just kind of like stop right before it hits you.
You most certainly
You said
did not
si-
pay to poke me. It's pay to play here, ma'am.
It was 6 damage, right?
Correct.
I'm not a traitor. I'm a hero.
He is a hero. I'm gonna fuck you up. That's right, Reed.
Wait, is Nikita behind me? It's the new side of Calandra.
Just like
We
pointing at her
established
like
a
you,
16
you.
hits you, Dan. Reed,
Yes.
5 points of damage. This other one, number 1, swings around. You're a disgrace to the Brotherhood.
The hell are they talking about?
I know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Damn it.
Wait, is our secret societies with halflings? Is that a thing?
If there was, I was left out. I don't know.
Well, that's just rude on their part, and they deserve for being exclusive.
And you see a bolt go between Calandra and Gaius and stick into the ground at your feet, Gaius.
Well, that's just rude.
That is
Oh,
not
rude.
neighborly. That is.
And Gaius, it is your turn.
Have spiritual weapon float over to number 2 for me, and it is going to take a swing. See if that rolls at 14 to hit.
Misses, unfortunately.
You know what? This is nonsense. As Gaius just reaches out, takes his wineskin, pours it over his hands, rubs it back and forth. Bacchus, help me and apparently these new friends, and flings the wine droplets into the air as they form into ethereal spirits that this time look like just winged, can't use that word, but they're not me. But they just look like
Cherubs.
I want to say fairies, but I can't say that word.
Yes, you can.
Fae. Oh, fae. Then yeah, they look like fae and fairies. Stuff
Okay.
from
Bunch of, like,
the stories
mean-looking
of like
Tinkerbells?
yeah, like just
Okay.
with like flails and little sharp swords and stuff, and they all just start flitting around, and they're going to be surrounding me in a 15-foot sphere.
Okay.
So I summon these guys. Here, I'll put it out so you can see that.
Kalandra, it looks
propagate
to you like Gaius is washing his hands in the middle of combat.
until until purple light erupts and all these figures just start swirling around in like an angry buzzing cloud of tiny fairy folk. Okay.
look like
You
little
said that out
pixies.
loud. Okay.
What was
No, when she said that, Gaius reacted, "Oh, you said that out loud, huh?" Okay. So when I cast the spell, any creature that I designate can be unaffected. So obviously my team and the guards are unaffected. Any creature's speed inside this area is halved. And when a creature enters for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So I am going to step up, cast that spell, and then let's see, who is 15 feet away from Gaius? Oh dear, it's all the bad guys. Now need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Number 2 is a 17. Number 4 is a 4. Number 3 is a 9. 0 is a 19. Number 5 is a 5. What the hell? The other one on Reed is a 4.
So the ones that succeed it will take half damage, and on the failed save, the rest are taking 15. So the full damage is 15. The rest are taking 7 damage because we're rounding down. As
So 5
radiant
and 0.
sprites just start like little piranhas ripping them to pieces. And he also makes sure any like the wounded, if there's anyone, the guards that might be down, like he's excluded the bodies at the very least to make sure he doesn't accidentally murder some poor wounded folk laying on the ground. He said, so spiritual weapon missed.
You see
I step-
one halfling like reach up an arm, and then all of a sudden, just
just like ants almost. The fae just come up over the hand and just drag it back down and in. Hey, stop stabbing my friends, you jackasses!
okay. Anything else, Gaius? That definitely.
Yeah, I'm a medic. I'm here to help, or stop you from hurting at the very least. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Reed, it is your turn.
Did butt trumpet go?
Doesn't look like it.
Is this the one to the south of me? It moved over. Is it like aiming at Kalandra?
Looking at both of you with 2 weapons, sword
Okay.
and a dagger, a short sword and a dagger.
I'm gonna go for that one. I break out the deck collector. I'm going on 8. I swing wildly and regret it. I'll try the dagger. So with the dagger, I got a 11.
So, guys, you see Reed with 2 of them here with his deck collector and his dagger, looks at Kalandra and goes, "This is how it's done, Kalandra." And then,
And just
I'm
doesn't.
usually really good at stabbing people. This is not like me.
I know.
You'll do better next time, bud.
We'll get it next time.
anything else you want to do
They
there, Reed?
called me a traitor. It threw me off.
And the one looks and says, "You're a disgrace to the half sizes."
You smell like guys' butt.
This
I don't know if you know what that
guy-
means.
This comment coming from the gentleman who I have to remind to bathe is not really that insulting.
I'm trying my best at an insult. I don't know.
We're gonna have to work. Oh, we're gonna have to work on that as well, I guess.
Yeah, I'm usually better at stabbing than insults. So this is...
Yeah, we'll work on your quipping as well.
Kalandra.
I can help with that part at least.
Okay, I will cast
Okay.
Sacred Flame on the one, like Is that number 1 that's right below Reed?
Yes.
The one right below Reed. Yep, that one.
A 16.
So, a motherfucker. Fine. I guess it passes. You still suck.
The little female halfling looks at both of you and says, "Gee, I am so distraught and attacked by your use of words."
I don't think she's serious.
How
Calandra, are you
about
doing
you?
you doing anything else?
I insight
talking
check her.
crap?
What was that, Calandra?
I said I'm just talking trash. I'm good.
Okay.
I've done what I'm gonna do.
Okay, Reed, the young female, a 19 and a 16.
Yeah, that'll hit both. I'm gonna use dodge on the sword attack.
Okay, that's a 5, so take a 2 points of damage. And the dagger is a 4.
Ow.
And number 1 on you rolled a natural 1 and a 14.
14 misses. And I shouldn't tell you this, but if they're halflings and they get natural 1 rerolls,
I
you
appreciate
can
that.
reroll.
That's an 8. So I think you're okay.
Thank you.
Like, did you just like ask for an essay before the weekend too? Like what?
Teacher, you forgot to ask about the homework.
I appreciate that.
I was like, I'm gonna get myself killed by saying this.
It's okay. I did it to myself too. Like I did it to myself before.
No, because we help each other when we forget things.
Yes.
Well, with a few exceptions here, but otherwise, yeah.
Is all their? I'm assuming all their turns are happening concurrently, Paul.
Yes,
Like right
number
now?
3 has been cut down.
So I don't know if you want to just do it in mass, because when it's their turns, they get whacked with my fairies again.
Right. Okay.
So
Fairy whack.
just to make it
Fairy
easier
whacking.
and faster, if you want to just hit them all at once with it, that way I don't have to roll individually each
The
time if
old
they get a wisdom.
pixie punch.
The old whackaroon. I'm just gonna lean into it.
Okay, roll your damage there, guys, please.
Rolling with radiance. If they fail, they take 16 radiant damage. Half is 8. So I just imagine just one of those. Okay, a few of those guys, they just come right around the ankles, and then all of a sudden they're just like, "Oh God!" as they slowly, almost seem to melt into the purple, fairy piranhas, basically, and the skeleton just kind of pops out the other end.
This
And that's with radiant holy damage, folks.
this one right here.
Oh, that's another one.
The guard hits them over the head with a large hammer, and they crumple to the ground. And it's the very tall, slender guard steps over here, natural 20,
Nice.
Woohoo.
and sticks their sword right through their chest. They crumple down.
Good job.
Gaius, give me a history check, please.
Intelligence checks. An 11, so hopefully I really know this person.
As arrows are raining down around all of you, the guards look at you and say, "Thanks for the help. Quick, let's get some cover."
Any of your friends still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay.
One of them
So-
was, but then an arrow took them.
From the fire we're taking, is it obviously more from one side than the other?
It's from both sides, but you notice it's from the roofs.
From the roof? Oh, from the roofs. If it's from the roofs above us, Gaius cast fog cloud in a
Okay.
20-foot sphere above our heads, not obstructing our vision. So it's like hanging just above Gaius's head, but there's a 20-foot sphere of fog now obstructing the snipers
Great.
from hitting. Gaius just is like, "Oh no, screw this! I will blot out the sun," as just purple fog just emanates out of his hand and just takes shape in a sphere above. That won't last super long, so we should probably go.
Okay, they lead you forward. As you are going down the road away from here, Gaius, I'm going to say with your passive perception, you're the one who notices hanging, there is a rope. I mean, a structure going across the road it looks like it might have once held a big sign that hung down over the road, but the sign is gone. Hanging from that beam are 5 bodies. 4 of them are in guard armor that have been killed and are, organs are hanging out and everything. But the one that catches your attention is one of those big abominations that has attacked you in the Eastern Districts.
Okay, so they do some good.
And that thing has the organs that are kind of hanging out of it look very misshapen, and some of them seem doubled up almost, like there's more organs than there should be. And the sizes just seem off in your quick vision of it as you go by.
Oh, well, that's a medical oddity. That belongs in a museum.
Before we started moving down the street, Paul, I made sure Butt Trumpet and Eldred were with us. Did they move up?
See them
What?
or Jack?
I guess I noticed this as well. I cast locate objects on.
In the middle of running, are you doing this?
Well, I mean, I guess we are at a full run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait until we get to somewhere a little bit more secure before I do that.
They pull you down the road and they go cut down between buildings and go down like an alley and then cross into another alley and then pull you into a door off of the alley and shut it behind you. And the one says this should be safe for at least a little bit. We should be good.
Whew! Oh, that was intense. It was like the last time I was here. Well, minus all the... We got jumped by halflings, but we were able to kind of talk our way out the last time. This, not so much. So Gaius is going to do a quick assessment of injuries.
Okay.
I look at whatever guard looks like they're in charge, and I say, our friends are still out there. You think the halflings got them? Should we go get them?
The very tall and slim guard takes off their helmet, and they are elven. You can tell by the pointy ears and the eyes and the very chiseled features that are still have a softness to them. Their skin is a very deep brownish, like a chocolate brown, and their hair is in black ropes. They're all weaved in this kind of Mobius knot in the back. And they say, I thank you for your aid. And it's a female. She says, I thank you for your aid, but what are you doing here? Civilians are not allowed in the Eastern Districts.
Well,
the short, stubby stock guard puts a hand on their arm and says, it's okay. We've had it. We know them. Well, we know some of them. and the tall figure just kind of looks down, and that guard takes their helmet off, and it is a female dwarf.
Ah.
one that we've worked with before?
Yes. And
I remember correctly, she didn't like us too much.
No, she likes some of us. No, you're thinking of the elf commander didn't like us. The dwarven quartermaster, if I remember properly.
Mm-hmm.
Is this her?
Yeah.
Could you refresh the name for me, Paul? This is one of the things I lost in my notes when my computer died.
Give me a history check.
Damn it to hell. I made the notes and then they were... Come on. 9. Can I, first letter of the name. First letter, maybe?
Oh.
God. Oh, you're the quartermaster from before. Oh? It doesn't begin with an O?
Wrong.
Oh, Bacchus, sorry. Damn it! You're the
Oh,
quartermaster
from it's
And
from the
at
colonnade.
this point, the last one, a human, takes their helmet off, and it is a tall, blonde woman, very attractive. That Reed, you recognize.
Is it Captain Maru?
It is.
Ah!
Great.
I-
She's
I
so
give her-
pretty.
I give her a hug. If she lets me.
She does, and just kind of pats you. And the tall elf just kind of stares down and says, "It appears you know them quite well."
I've died and gone to heaven. That's what happened. I got shot in the gut and I died.
What?
We found
Oh,
friends.
at which point, guys,
Pretty
like, oh,
lady.
son of
Pretty ladies.
Captain Maru, if you and your guardsmen can consent, I will do some healing magic for everyone. That's all right.
She looks to the elf, and the elf nods and says, if you can vouch for them, I'm fine with that. And she says, I do.
I look at guys
Oh,
and I'm
I
like, I'm bleeding a little over here. Right?
Yeah, I got you, bud. So, for the next minute, there's the aura vitality as he pulls out some herbs, mixes them with the wine, and then purple vines start crawling out of the ground, and then almost like ethereal smoke wrap around everybody, healing them for it'll be 2d6 plus 5. I guess Reed will get healed up, get a healing burst first, and he will get
15.
How's Reed?
Nice.
How's Reed feeling now?
Almost.
Well,
Really. Good.
almost. Okay.
Almost.
So
Like really
yeah.
close.
So yeah. So
Right
you'll
there.
just
He's
get another
right
one.
there.
It's yeah. There's 13 more. Calandra, what do you need?
I only took 3 damage, so
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You're getting it.
It's just a
Ooh,
flesh
thank
wound.
you.
14.
Flesh.
So I guess in the order of for the guardsman, Paul,
For
most hurt. I have a bunch still left.
Okay.
So like numerically, like
there's
they're not
3
the
of
number
them.
pooled.
Do you have 6
Yeah.
left?
Yes.
Okay.
6 points of healing or 6 casts.
Six of the rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you roll it once, and if you
Okay.
want, you can double it up on each of them, unless...
Okay.
you roll
Yeah, because I
double
do
sixes.
2d6 plus 5. So I'll roll 3 times. 14, a 10, and a 10. So
Okay.
allocate those to whoever.
They're
Does
looking
any of them
pretty
need any
good.
more?
They're looking pretty good.
I still have more. Do they still
Uh,
need healing?
The female dwarf looks like she could use probably a little bit more. She's good.
16. Yeah, so all these just ethereal purple vines wrap around them, and it's like as they go across areas that are damaged, they just kind of stitch back together, and then they just slowly waft and dissipate back down into the ground.
As you're doing this, the female dwarf says, "Was your dwarven friend with you?" And you notice an iciness to the voice. And Maru looks at her and says, "Let it go, Octavia. Let it go."
What? What?
Sadly,
She
she
didn't really like
has.
Oh.
She has got. We were recently separated from her. We're not 100% sure where she is. This is our newest companion, Calandra. We're assisting her in finding her brother, but now we're also looking for Nikita. It's like as we're looking for people, we lose people, and also I guess now we add Eldred, Butt Trumpet to the list for the time being.
Pumpkin.
And Jack.
And Jack.
And Jack. He is sentient. It is whatever.
So should we run back out there and look for them?
We could do that in a minute. Oh,
The elf says, "I
Captain
wouldn't
Maru-
do that just yet.
Pardon my.
I would still like to know what you are doing here."
Oh, pardon my rudeness. I'm Gaius, Cleric Bacchus. These are my companions. I just told you, we were here in the Eastern District assisting Calandra look for a contact. We're helping her look for her brother. Also, their contact or the person of interest was supposed to be here, I guess, in the Slinks.
How long have you been in the Slinks, or at least in the Eastern Districts? Has it been a good while?
No.
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 Interesting. Then how did you get in? Because I thought they had the entrances pretty well blockaded.
Oh, gosh. There was.
I hide in shadows. We're getting in trouble. I'm hiding in the shadows. Shit.
Like you're trying to hide Calandra, and I'm like, you're not that much smaller than me. Like this isn't gonna work.
By the way, guys, give me a perception check, please.
13.
As you came down this alley, you were focused on a lot of things. Before you came in here, just outside the alley on one of the walls, as you came in, you did notice what looked like really big graffiti on the wall at some point. Just letting you know. That was one of the things that you caught. Anyway, you were telling me how you got into the Eastern Districts.
Oh, yes. We were investigating rumors of something around the necropolis, and basically we some kind of door or something. It was something sealed with some strong magics, and we basically crossed through that and ended up in the Eastern District.
In the necropolis.
Yes.
The guards look at each other and they're like, "You can't mean the old necropolis. There has to be something in either Death's Door or Blackfriars." Where was this door?
Oh, it was along like this big metal wall thing.
They all look at each other and turns back to you and says, "Is that door still open?"
Oh, no.
No,
Oh,
we shut
oh,
that
no.
fucker.
Yeah, we sealed that up right tight.
They all look at each other again and say, "We'll revisit that."
Yeah.
Cool.
There
Put
you
a
go.
pin in it. We can put a
Oh,
pin
by
in
the
it.
way, I'm
pressing
sorry.
things at the moment.
Yeah, like us saving your lives. Well, what's your name, by the way?
The large elf,
Commander?
the tall elf, just kind of looks at you and arches an eyebrow.
Helped at least.
Nods.
Oh, sorry. What's your name, by the way? We didn't get a name, a title, or
Maru
rank.
turns to you and says, "This is Captain Kenyon Aboria." And you remember Octavia and myself.
Oh yes, yeah.
We
I
thought,
guess I have a
we
question.
thought when the new guards showed up, you guys were all like fired.
Octavia's face gets kind of clenched again and says, "No, just sent over here. Thanks to your friend."
Why? Oh, what? What happened?
Our friend.
What do you mean? Thanks to Nikita?
Octavia turns to the captain and says, "Would you be so gracious as to give us a moment of privacy, Captain? I promise it'll only be for a moment." Kind of looks at all of you and nods and steps out of the building for just a moment and says, "Your dwarven friend said something we said to all of you in confidence.
Oh God, what did she say?
About the patrols in the eastern districts to an elven woman who took that information, got us demoted, transferred, and took her position as captain of the barracks."
Oh, that arrogant elf that was in charge of the. Huh. Yeah, didn't much care for her. She was a little bit
Yeah, she was a meanie.
haughty. Well, On behalf of my companion, I apologize, at least, but I did not know that that had happened, or that was the reasoning, because when we came back looking for you, Captain Maru, we were basically told, "Don't worry about it. You were just transferred elsewhere, not like here or anything." Oh gosh.
Maru goes over and opens the door and just kind of brings in Captain Aboria.
Well, like we said, I mean, we're here to help, you know, generally. As we said, we came looking for a friend of, you know, a friend of a friend, basically.
Well, you are in a very dangerous area,
Yes,
says Captain.
we've
Says Maru. No longer
Yes.
What we
Captain.
see. It's what we hear.
yes, that
All the
makes
fuck around
sense.
us.
I'm going to try and do a little bit of magic and see if I can figure out where the rest of our immediate party is, if you don't mind.
Okay. So who are you doing the locate option?
So he gave like basically, you know, those little wooden artifacts that he
Right.
carved
Right.
specifically for each person. So I guess he'll try targeting Eldred and then Butt Trumpet if
Okay.
Eldred doesn't work.
Eldred, you gave a stick to, and Butt Trumpet, you gave a carving to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes up northwest of you.
So is that in the direction where we fled, or is that a little bit different?
That is in the direction of the big column of black smoke.
Okay. Fantastic.
Did you find him?
I relate the information you just told me to the rest of the party out loud. So obviously the guards are also included in this. It appears they are somewhere toward the black column of smoke, which is
Oh,
obviously
That's
bad.
going to be a problem,
How
says
so?
the elf. Well, that is a cordoned off area that we're not even allowed in.
Well, how
What happened over
are
there?
they? Oh gosh, if Butt Trumpet's magic went a little sideways, they could have accidentally teleported them over there. Were standing very close by. So it's cordoned off. How is it? Guardsmen like yourselves stopping people from going over there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they're in that general direction. Maybe they're not in the cordoned area yet. Maybe they're just outside of it.
I hope for your sake they're not, because from what I gather, there's all sorts of dangerous things in that area, and we're not even allowed to go near it for our own safety.
Is that
So
the area right on the edge of the crater?
It's a little off of the crater. It's a part of the Slinks. It's a part of Crooked Court, and it's a part of Splatterfields. It's a pretty large area.
What's on fire that's making all that smoke?
I do not know. We have not been allowed that close to be able to see.
Oh,
well, I guess obviously very dangerous and everything around here.
Guys, give
Is
me a
there
perception
any-
check.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't perceive shit.
Okay.
Well, so I guess is there any kind of anything important we should know about the immediate area, or if
Yeah, the
you know?
locals aren't real fond of having the guards in their area.
Yeah, we noticed that. I mean, they just randomly shot at us for no reason.
Yeah.
I was hoping
Well,
for.
they seem to have been doing that long before we came here. They
Yeah.
basically have been ambushing any strangers in going through the Slinks for years. So,
So I was wondering any other like, I guess more recent changes to the area that we wouldn't have been aware of.
yeah, it's going to sound a little strange, says Maru. Don't go out at night.
Oh, that's not strange.
Oh
That's
no,
just good advice.
that's not strange. We know, don't go out at night.
They-
Oh my god.
All of them kind of look at you like,
You talking about like that big thing that was hanging by the sign thing?
The big.
so you know about those things.
Oh
What do
yeah,
you
those
kn-
things are freaky.
The elf says,
We
"What
fought-
do you know about those things?"
Well, we
That
fought
they're
them before.
assholes.
We actually brought it to the guards' attention originally.
Octavia goes, "Yeah, we fought one of those too." And
Yeah.
Maru just kind of bumps, like slaps her on the arm, like, "Stop it."
Were there like spirity things with them with like glowing eyes?
Yeah. Do you know anything about any of these?
They're really scary. That's about all I know.
What we have noticed, at least the way that they interact, is it seems like the green ghostly things kind of float, almost act as both scouts and also assist with the collection and carrying off of people. That's what we did notice, that the larger abominations would basically incapacitate and then remove living people. And I can only assume that those people are then used for making more of them.
Interesting. Octavia looks to the elf and says, "Well, that's more information than any of us have ever been told." And the captain
Should we-
says, "That'll be enough."
Well,
I kind of half whisper to Gaius, but like loud enough that they might hear a little bit. I'm like, should we tell them about the people with no heads, all stuck together,
people with no heads.
where the shoes were?
Oh, I mean, oh gosh.
We
I
could
guess,
just get
yes.
the fuck out. We could just.
Well, no. Listen. I'm a helpful. Listen. Despite what accidentally happened with the captain and the quartermaster here, we aren't. I'm not keeping
Maru
any
looks at you
secrets
and
from.
says, "I appreciate."
Do you want to know
it, but
something?
I am no longer a captain, though.
Oh, I apologize, Lieutenant. Just guard, Lieutenant. Oh, I apologize for the demotion again, Lieutenant Maru. So, in
I
our
lean
reconnoitering,
over to Calandra and like under my breath, I'm like, look at her eyes. They're so blue.
in our reconnoitering,
Is she single? You know, I don't care. I don't judge. It's fine.
I don't think so.
It's fine. She doesn't have to be.
Calandra and
step on
Reed,
my
each
neck
give
and
me
bake
a
her cookies.
perception check, please.
Oh, fuck.
We're about to get stabbed.
Right?
literally, you just turn around and you see Gaius and the guards all with their arms crossed, just all staring at you. We're not whispering.
6.
This
Okay.
is a small
So
room.
the way this goes is Calandra just keeps talking. Reed, you notice that the rest of the room has gone quiet and everyone's just standing there with their arms crossed staring at the two of you. Calandra just keeps going, is she
I just-
single? Because
I
She
just-
can
I just
step
kinda-
on my neck and
I
it's all good.
I reach out underneath Calandra's jaw and I just kind of like shut her mouth like, shh, 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 shh.
Mhm.
Stop,
Mm,
stop, stop, stop.
mm.
And then I kind of motion to the rest of the room like,
You see everyone staring at you, Calandra, and you notice the dwarf seems rather stern looking at the moment.
Ooh. Rough dominating. Oh,
oh god.
I like that in a woman.
The dwarf
Oh, no.
turns to the elf and says, "You know, I think I've changed my mind, Captain. I think you were probably right. This probably does require, a severe sentence." And the elf just looks at her and says, "I never said that." I'm just trying to be an advisor, Captain. The elf just kind of.
I kind of rotate Kalandra and I around the room. Like I kind of like pull her along with me, and we kind of like slide behind Gaius. Like, sorry. Hopefully, Gaius lets us go behind him. We'll feel his long strider breeze.
Yeah, actually,
Getting
the
his
long strider
breeze,
is
getting his
still it's
breeze.
still active. His hair is just kind of casually just blowing in a wind that nobody else can feel.
Ooh, we can get behind her and our hair will blow in the breeze, so like we'll look really hot too. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot being the key word. So Kalandra
That's
and
at
Reed
which
have
point-
brought the room to all conversation to a halt here.
Well, that's usually me who makes the awkward comments, but I guess I'm the rational one this time. Yes. So when we were looking for a compatriot, we found a hatch that led down into the sewer, a secret door which led to, and then describing in detail the horror that they fought. So after that, we decided we needed to leave the sewer and recover a bit.
It was so nasty. Like it was so nasty.
The dwarf and Maru are looking at you with their mouth open and their eyes wide, and the captain just has a totally blank face as you speak, kind of like.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So I guess
If you do that,
That's
Kalandra,
been-
she looks down at you and says, "Never do that again."
so that's kind of what we've been doing with our summer so far. So I guess what is there like a safe area? Like once we find our friends, is there like a safe area around here with a guardsman? Is there a barracks that you guys
the dwarf
have in the
just
area?
kind of goes, and Maru
A
just
collection of buildings that you all
we have barracks in Crooked Court.
in Crooked Court. Okay, well, just so if we find out additional information or anything, or you guys need
As
a hand,
anyone in Crooked Court, we're not welcome there either, but no one there tries to attack us or kill us.
well, apparently,
Damn,
aside
you're
from
not
the
welcome
halflings,
anywhere, are you?
Not in the Eastern Districts.
That's
well,
fucked up.
apparently, on the east side of town, aside from the halflings, for some reason, we get along with most folks over here. So that could be helpful. I guess we kind of want to go look for our friends, unless Captain Aboria, is that how you say your last name?
Yes.
Aboria. Unless there's any more assistance you need from us, would you like us to
Maru
help?
looks to the captain and says, "Captain, why don't Octavia and I escort them out of the Eastern Districts? Being that they have been kind enough to help us and heal us. We'll let bygones be bygones and escort them out. Why don't you head back and report in on our behalf, and we'll meet you back later this evening? What do you
Like,
Yeah. Gaius looks
we
at
have to-
Kalandra and Reed without showing his face to them. He's just like,
The elf just kind of narrows her eyes at her, and you see Maru just meets her eyes, looking sincere.
And hot.
just with the most sultry of stares.
I'm just gonna look at Reed. I'm like, here, look, here's a butterscotch. Have your candy.
some
and
good
be
berries.
quiet.
Read, all of a sudden the
Thank
phrase
you.
"city guard smolder" just comes into your mind.
Put
Did they
something
make a
in your
calendar or
mouth.
something?
And
I think Paul, you just made the frickin' title for the episode.
City Castle.
And Captain Arborea kind of looks at them, looks at all of you, looks at Maru, and says, "Okay, I'm going to trust you with this. I have plenty of reasons not to trust them, but I have plenty of reasons to trust the two of you. So I'm going to leave it on
We're
you.
very trustworthy.
And she immediately snaps to you, Kalandra, and says, I wouldn't even if I were you.
Call me presents because I'm a gift.
At this point, Gaius just takes out the wine skin and just starts chugging from it.
And
I apologize
the
in
captain says,
advance.
You know what? I'm beginning to think maybe you might need. All three of us should escort them out if that's what you're going to be dealing with. So
we don't want to waste your time, Captain.
No, I'm very sorry. We just, we should get our stuff, get our friends, and then GTFO.
Gaius is
well, no, you're going to be GTOing.
Yeah, Gaius is just glaring at Kalandra.
Oh, are we not getting? We're not getting.
To the window.
Okay,
the
okay,
lieutenant
I'm shutting up.
is escorting us out of town
with no charges.
No charges.
Works
right?
for me. Works for me.
When
Sounds great.
He
No
leans in,
charges.
when the cops try to arrest you and they're going to give you a way out, you just say yes.
Yes, I know. I fucked up.
And the captain says, yes, and thank you, I believe.
Oh well, you're welcome, Captain, and hopefully at some point, if you need some extra help.
Misunderstood. I'm beginning to rethink this.
Well, okay.
And guys, you look over, and Octavia is kind of looking at you like,
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Captain. Hopefully you never see of us again.
Yes.
okay, I like the way this
Yes, we
is
will
going.
never be
Keep
a problem. I'm very
Mhm.
sorry.
Going.
And
Maru
I would
says-
personally like to. Yes, I know. I've been.
Maru puts her hand over your mouth and says, "Yes, Captain. We will be going right now. You better get back to get that report in. Trust us. We understand the situation. Any need for charges, we will take care of that. And like you are known to say, all force necessary if necessary." And the captain says, that's not exactly my phrasing. Yes, yeah, but the idea came through, so we understand. And the dwarf says, especially the all force part. And the elf just kind of says, very well, get them out of here. And leaves. The elf
I look out the
leaves.
door and watch just to make sure that they are out of earshot.
They
And then I close the
leave.
door. I'm like, whoo!
And
Oh.
you see the dwarf and Maru looking at you with like daggers, like,
At who?
thick are you?
Well, Gaius
That
looks
me?
down. Well, I have been cutting back on the snacks.
We were told it
Doing
was
more
the
cardio.
dwarf who ratted us out.
Yeah.
Was it the
I-
dwarf or was it all of you? Because
No,
okay.
we don't.
I
What was
wasn't even here.
shit? She's too new.
I'm
And
new.
no, like I said, we
The dwarf says, "Well, your stupidity precedes you.
Oh, thank
Gee.
you.
We're trying to help you and
Yes,
make it very difficult."
Yes, but I'm trying to
Well-
get by on looks, not brains. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
yes, Lieutenant, you can now see. But anyway, no,
I'm sorry.
no.
I our mistake. We thought she was a member of your party, not a member for your members to party with.
Well,
I am a
at this point, Gaius is just
jacking hookers.
back. Like the one wine skin is empty. He's now just draining the next one. He's like, well, oh god, I'm so sorry that happened to you guys. I really am, Lieutenant. Octavia, Octavia.
The captain
it's just-
doesn't have a lot of patience. She's not real thrilled to be assigned over here.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can
We're
imagine.
not thrilled either,
This-
but she didn't
this
have
side
a,
of-
a large sense of humor before she came over here. So
Yeah, I kind of picked that up a little bit. But I'm really
she's
glad it was you guys.
She's an amazing officer, an amazing fighter, incredibly talented and strong, but not real sociable.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Well, oh,
Okay, so
I'm glad it was you guys we got to run into, though. I was hoping you
if
guys
it
were
was
still
just
okay.
your dwarven friend who we were looking for, Octavia, the dwarf says if it was just your dwarven friend you were looking for, wouldn't be bothering. But being that I gather your little blue friend and the
Mhm.
tall, dark, and stupid one who usually hangs out with you, those
That's-
two you're
God.
looking for
You summed him up perfectly.
will help you out.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate your
Thank
Thank you.
assistance.
you. That's lovely.
Now you said they're over by the smoke.
So yeah, so double checking the spell. I guess depending upon
Yeah, they're still
it
in that
hasn't been
direction.
too long.
They're still in
Yeah.
that direction.
So yes, have they gone like I can tell range? Have they gotten further away or closer, or does it seem like they're
It's very
still
similar to the same.
okay? Well, they're still and pointing in the general direction, and they haven't seemed to have gone any farther or have gotten any closer.
Okay.
So
Octavia says that's going to be a problem, and Maru says not exactly. And Octavia looks at her and says, "What do you mean?" And Maru looks at the dwarf and says, "I happen to know an entrance that isn't really guarded that well. You're obviously sneaky enough to have gone into the Eastern Districts. If we direct you to an area that where the presence isn't real strong, do you think you could make it through that on your own?"
sneaky.
We could do it. We could do it.
I mean, there
Yeah,
only are three of you. And Octavia turns to you, Calandra, and says, "That would mean being quiet. Do you think you're capable of that?"
At which point, Gaius takes his backpack off, pulls out a case of his blackened studded leather from basically all his thief gear. He's like, I have prepared for this. At which point, he just starts stripping his standard armor off. He just looks over at Calandra, relax, and then starts gearing up in his
But I've got
blackened.
dollar bills, baby.
Octavia just rolls her eyes and goes,
This is a coin-based economy.
Octavia rolls
I've
her
got
eyes,
coins,
looks at
baby.
Maru and says, "I think this was a mistake. I'm beginning
I
to
think-
side with the captain."
Gaius finishes putting all of his like heavier armor on, and it's basically just put on the blackened stuff, and then puts on the darker cloak. Look, I'm stealthier. like rub some like coal over the front of his like shield to obstruct this.
Just rub your
sigil
shield
of Bacchus.
on my grubby face.
Just smear it on. Just takes the schmutz off Reed's shirt and just like,
Well,
almost
you notice
pitch black.
the ash just kind of falls off the metal on your shield.
mm.
But when you rub
Oh,
it on
well, then-
Reed's face, all of a sudden it sticks.
Just like the grease
The
sticks.
the ash just sticks all of a sudden.
sticks to the grease and oil. Perfect.
Yeah. And now you're.
I knew all that grime would come in
Smells
handy.
like bacon, weed, and sadness.
Oh yeah, I definitely like
Sadness.
just smell the shield and like, oh, well that's from the ash part.
I hope it's not from the read part. Oh, that's terrible.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm good.
Maru
I'm all good.
says, once again, okay, so we will take you. There is one way in that is not heavily guarded.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's through splatter fields. We've never been in. I just know that all the other ways in, the presence is heavy along the outside, and they do patrols. This one area, because no one's over there, and along Brewer's Bend and all of that, there's nothing. Well, Octavia says, well, except for the labyrinth. Well, yeah, but no one comes out of the labyrinth, no one goes into the labyrinth. Okay, good point.
Hot question. How do we know the entrance to the labyrinth so we don't accidentally stumble in there?
The labyrinth
Fr-
is on the other side of Death's Door, it's the monstrosity that goes up really high with all the bridges and the rope bridges and the moving parts.
Mm.
And the
Mhm.
it's across from all the distilleries.
Ah, okay. All right.
Who put a labyrinth in the middle of the city?
It's not a labyrinth. It's called the Lawless Labyrinth. It's a part of the Eastern Districts that has been there forever. They don't come out. We don't go in. It's kind of an unspoken rule. From what we gather, it's thieves, assassins, and scum that are in there, and supposedly it's just filled with traps and murder.
Gotcha.
Would you
Scum
do-
and villainy.
Exactly.
Yes. Some sort of hive of scum and villainy. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you look at that, the structure of this thing, it's about 4 city blocks, and it's higher than any building in the Eastern Districts.
Oh wow.
I mean, the Western Districts.
Why? I mean, was there something in the slinks you guys were trying to do? Maybe we could help you with that. To help.
We were just on patrol, and periodically there's an ambush. It's just
No.
it depends on their mood, we guess. We've lost a lot of guards in the slinks, but upper officers are they're trying to make a point, and they're getting their orders from high up from the palace, from what I gather. A lot of this all seems to come from the palace.
Hmm.
Are the just curious? Are the new guards in the other part of the city? Are they like new guards, or are they guards
Yeah.
that are just?
There are a
Where
few
did
of the
they all
old
come
guard
from?
left. There are a lot of the old guard left. Not sure what they're doing, but I do know that some didn't get reassigned. Some of them are in the barracks, overseeing things there. Octavia says the new quartermaster was there before, and they aren't one of the new guards. And Maru says, yes, Octavia, we know. But
Let's
no,
see,
we have no idea where they came from. As a matter of fact, rumor, it's hinted that the new guards are actually military from somewhere. We're not 100% sure.
They brought in foreign
That's-
military to police the city? That sounds. I don't know much about running cities, but that doesn't sound right.
Right, well, other rumors are that that's temporary, and that whatever's going on over here in the Eastern Districts is where they're eventually going to end up. But that's from
Rumor mill?
from that's like somebody told a friend, and they told a friend, they told a friend, and they told a friend, and it kept going, and eventually we heard it. But yeah, no, things are really weird. Really
just
weird.
a touch.
I mean, we didn't like the Eastern Districts before, but it's like almost unrecognizable now.
Yeah, this is closer to like a war zone than a districts now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the crazy carts that are like collecting people over on the other side of the city?
They both kind of narrow their eyes and say, "What?
Yeah, we've seen them
Yeah,
at like
the wagons that take people.
Oh, they're collecting people?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen them go into the cordoned off sections where you wanted to go."
Wait, hold on.
No.
Are you telling us that they're taking people from the Western District and delivering them to the Eastern District
Mm-hmm.
in wagons?
Well, if the wagons have people in them, then yes. But we've never seen inside the wagons. We've just been
Okay.
told to allow them to go through.
No, I've watched
Huh.
them collect people from their homes.
On a
That's what they're
pretense
doing?
on a pretense of illness.
I don't know what that means, but I think
It's not
they're
very
sick.
peaceful when they do it either. No one is getting into them willingly, that's for sure.
They look at each other, and both of them look contemplative and sad at the same time.
What's wrong? Oh God, what's wrong? Oh God.
It
Oh,
just
no.
brings up more questions. None of them
Yes. No.
Oh,
Because
no.
we are making educated guesses, less assumptions that the abominations are created from people.
good. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
told you. You know how they kidnap and drag people away? We're
Mm-hmm.
assuming that that's how there's more of them now than there were before.
Oh shit.
And if you continue to bring in people to the Eastern District, I don't know if that's feeding some. I don't know. This doesn't sit right. Like you said, most of those new guardsmen are not. They're not old guard. They're not the people we could
Right.
trust.
I
They're
mean,
not Seven River
we
folk.
don't know for sure that they're military, but that's the rumor we've heard.
Well, they're not.
We've
They're
heard
not
it
the
from a
old
couple
guard.
different people.
So the vast majority of the old guard that stayed in their positions, let me guess, they were more yes people and just kind of
a lot of them.
a lot, or had connections with some folks higher up somewhere. I assume.
Though a number of them got, knocked down a number of ranks to be able to stay over there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm starting to get suspicious of the yellow wagons being brought
Yellow
in with the people.
wagons.
Maybe they're not all sick, or even if they are sick, what's happening to them once they're brought into the zone that's being by the giant fire. I mean, the worst but also best case scenario is if they're all sick, then you're burning the bodies. And that's what that pyre is. And that's the
And
best
that
case
is literally
scenario.
the best option. Yep.
What if they're not sick though?
Maru
What if
says,
they're
Yeah,
just
I don't
burning
think they are.
good people?
I don't think they're sick. I don't think they're sick.
Well, I can confirm that if I get to examine some of them.
Right.
I mean, I guess, do you guys notice anyone actually sick besides the horses? Like people? Have you ever seen anyone sick?
Maru says, yeah, we have seen people, they get these boils all over them, and these rashes that
Okay.
peep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
okay,
not
so
pleasant. So we have
No,
seen
it's-
people get this.
so we have seen it. Okay, and those are the visible symptoms.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said,
Not a lot, I haven't
but
seen a lot of people like that. I've seen
exactly.
just
Well,
a
that's-
few, but
Like Kalandra and I saw some people being put in, but I did not see boils. I did not see any visible signs of ailment. I don't know if they have a different way to detect it, but I mean, this is disturbing to say the least. I
Yeah.
guess we should go and investigate that area where our friends
Maru
are and try to
says,
get them back.
Well, best if you go under the cover of darkness.
Well, we'll take your advice, even though we're not supposed to travel at night.
We'll move during the day over to an
Gotcha.
area
In
in Splatterfields. A number of those, there are a number of buildings that have been cleared out. People have been, I'm not sure where they are, but we'll get you over there, and we'll
Yes,
hole up until dark.
we traveled.
until dark.
We traveled through Splatterfields to get here. It looks like some of the people were forcibly removed from their homes by
Yeah.
something.
By something. Yeah.
Okay.
Others obviously fled. But yes, no, thank you. That would be much
Yes.
appreciated. Good. This is not good. This is not good, guys.
Yeah, that's no the understatement. Yeah.
Do we still have? Do we at least still have like good berries?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as we have
All
Gaius,
hotel
we have good berries.
Good base.
Yes.
As long as we just have to keep Gaius, and then we'll be okay.
I'm a little worried that what if the halflings got butt trumpet Eldred and Jack?
Well, that's what we're going to. Well, if they're in that area, I guess is that active with the Slinks criminal element over there?
There's some of that around where, because it's part of that.
Yeah.
Part of the Slinks is part of that area, but it's a very little bit of crooked court,
Mhm.
and a little bit of Splatterfields, but a lot of it's the Slinks.
Gotcha.
A
Well,
good portion of the Slinks, actually.
well, if like I said, I don't think Eldred and Butt Trumpet would have went too quietly. Like I said, I'm thinking maybe a magical mishap occurred, and that's why they're over where they're at right now.
Okay, I don't know what that means, says Maru, but
Oh.
I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, it's at this point, guys, it's just going into just a long-winded like diatribe on like how he thinks magic kind of works, and it's like, well, with Butt Trumpet, she's kind of like they have this wild power that just comes from, I assume, their bloodline of some sort. It just occasionally, when they tap into that well, that font, it will sometimes just activate random stuff. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I was magically teleported to a realm 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 days now. To
Oh, me too.
yeah. See, that's why I'm assuming it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
We came back fine.
Octavia's like, and Maru says, "Let it go. Just let it go."
Go. Go.
We should probably get over to Splatterfields while we can. And Octavia, the dwarf, looks at you, Calandra, and says, all seriousness, if we're taking over there, you gotta be quiet. If we draw fire, we're not going to be able to take you. Okay? Okay.
If need be, I have a silent spell.
Octavia looks at you, looks at Calandra, looks at you. Have that ready.
Oh, it's I never not have that ready. I could choose other spells. I always have the silent spell on me. Always and forever.
I never leave home without it.
No, I don't. In fact, not with this party.
Sometimes you just need to silence your friends.
Sometimes when you need your friends to just shut the up.
I feel like when you say that, like Reed's in the background, like, what was that? Like, what?
Now,
Octavia goes, okay. Let's focus on getting you out of Teeny Town, okay?
yeah. There's a bunch of small folk around here, aren't there?
As we're walking, I say
Maru
to
said that's why some people call it Smallville.
I say to Maru, I'm like, so is there like a lot of like bad halflings? Like we fought a lot of bad halflings.
In the Slinks, she says.
In general,
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
I can't really comment
just the
on a maybe.
just
there.
the worst. at
Well,
describing
one time there was this one time where they sort of ambushed us while we were trying to sleep on the other side of the city.
In the Western Districts.
Mm-hmm. Is it like an operating thieves guild type thing? Or?
That's the rumor that the Crater King is behind all of it.
The Crater King? What's that?
Maru says that's a little grandiose. Some people call him the Slink Czar. He's basically in charge. He's stated that the Slinks are their own kingdom. It's basically.
So you know who this person is?
We know that there's someone who goes by the name of the Crater King who oversees the Slinks and who organizes things and seems to have his finger in a guild that operates in the Western Districts as well. That seems to be halflings. They have a name. The ones in the Western Districts have a name.
I wonder if they stole your pants, guys. No, that wasn't. That was the other.
No, That was different class of criminal. They were also
Mm.
larger, like human sized.
Maru says the Berengen Death Squad is what they call themselves.
They're a
Ooh.
thieves guild that calls themselves a death squad?
Yeah.
Seems counter. Whatever, I guess to each their own.
Maybe it's because they steal your life.
Well, it sounds like,
Fuck.
I mean, from what I've heard, they're involved in a lot of stuff, but all basically anything that pays, whether it's
Gotcha.
assassinations, bounties,
They don't necessarily
thieves,
specialize in anything.
scoring valuables. And
Understood.
from what I gather, they don't follow the honorable rules that the other thieves guilds in the city follow.
Oh.
There's a certain amount of honor amongst many of the thieves guilds in Seven Rivers, and from what I gather, they're not too popular. But I'm
Makes
hearing
sense,
that
which
third
we keep
party-
getting jumped by them.
Well, why would that be? I've never
Oh.
heard that before.
Remember when we were looking for our blue friend? Other
Right
people were
now,
looking
right?
for. Yes, right now, but also before, like way back when.
I don't remember, but okay.
Well, either way, needless to say that there were nefarious folks hired to also find them, and then
Oh,
take them away. And yeah, so that's where we've run into them in the past.
okay. So your little blue friend has been wanted somewhere.
Yes, we hopefully deterred them, but
Octavius
They,
says, wait a minute.
hmm,
That sweet little goblet is a wanted criminal?
no,
Not a criminal.
not a wanted
no,
criminal.
not a criminal.
No, their
When
master
you-
was a. They had a. They were an apprentice, and there was like a crazy wizard who was a bad guy, and he wants them back.
the short
Yeah,
answer:
no, to
bad wizard put out a bounty, hiring bad people to go hunt our blue friend for some reason.
That just
That's-
brings about
that's
more
the sh-
questions, too.
Yeah,
It's probably because
or
of
where?
that. It's probably because of that crazy magic that they do.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's head over to Splatterfields. Everyone stick close. Be as quiet as possible. And you see the dwarf look to you, Kalandra.
So looking at Kalandra, what is the type of armor she attired in? Is it light? Is it pots and pans? What kind of is it heavy?
Oh my God.
Is it medium? Is it light? Does it
hold
give
on.
you disadvantage on stealth?
It is not pots and pans. I just have leather armor.
Okay.
Very
Well, hey,
tight
we need a-
fitting leather armor.
It is very
hey.
tight fitting. It's custom made.
Yeah. You must have got that at Happy Harry's because that's not standard
It's a-
armor.
we know him very like the temple. We have an arrangement.
Yeah, we're gonna need to work on
You
getting
do
you a slightly
notice that
upgraded version of that.
Her armor has a hood that's been back the whole time, and you're just now noticing it. And like where the mouth is, there's a zipper.
Huh. Okay. That's cool.
And it's very shiny black.
Yeah.
You can, yeah. I'll show it to you later.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll have to work on getting you a slightly more like armory version though, like ones that'll stop knives and stuff better. Do you have a shield? Oh dear.
No.
Okay, we're gonna have to get you one of those. At this point, Gaius is just making a list. He's like, shield, studded leather. It's like just gonna. I can go to the local cleric shop and pick some of this up, probably on discount.
Maru says, "Okay, we can talk shopping later. Right now, let's."
Oh no, I have a whole mail order thing.
Octavia turns to you and goes, and the two of them go out the door.
Yeah, we follow,
Okay,
or at least Gaius follows.
okay.
I assume everyone else does.
Guys, give me another perception check.
Oh yeah, I do want to check out that graffiti you had pointed out.
I'll tell you see it. It's in big white painted letters that says "All Hail the Halfpenny King."
Yep. No.
Okay,
And that's all I get
one
from that.
thing
Rolling
you
hot
noticed-
tonight, guys.
You noticed the graffiti because you said you wanted to look at it. That didn't have
Yeah.
anything to do with the roll. Anyone, just roll me a 20-sider, please.
Guys, didn't we see that on the Stradivardi's house?
Oh, you know what we did, didn't we?
I rolled a 12.
Yeah, that was written in. We'll you know what? We'll talk to the guardsman about it later when we get to a safe spot. For now, we need to be. Shh.
It takes you about 3 hours, but you do eventually make it to Splatterfields, kind of going between alleys and waiting till the coast is clear to cross roads. You go through a number of you see a number of halflings on roofs, kind of looking, some with crossbows, some with bows. You see some around corners. There are some alleys that you had to reroute around because there were halflings hidden in them. You eventually make your way to Splatterfields. It looks desolate. A number of the buildings, like in Downwind, look like they've been abandoned or bashed in. The only person you really see is along one of the more desolate parts of Splatterfields. You see what looks like a large mud hut. The mud doesn't look like it's from around there. It has a weird consistency. And there's an old man who looks like he's been rubbed down with this stuff with a loincloth that looks something between a loincloth and a diaper. And he's like deathly skinny and has stringy gray hair that's in patches and has like a weird look in his eyes as he watches you guys go by.
Didn't we see a similar figure a long time ago when we were looking for the kids?
You might have. And guys, with
That's weird.
with your passive perception, you notice some ornamentation around this mud hut that kind of looks almost just like the sort of thing that you've seen people turn into a kiln. Like they make these mud things and they light a fire inside to dry things out or to cook them or something, depending.
Yeah.
But mud whatever this mud is seems to be the focus of this guy. And you notice that you can't get the details of it, but it's almost set up. You get a feeling as a cleric that this guy's ornamenting this mud hut with some sort of iconography of something he worships, is the impression you get.
Gotcha. It's almost giving off the vibe of like hollowed ground or something.
Right.
The halfpenny king's in there.
I don't shush.
And they work through here and they get you into what obviously was once a small family home that hasn't been totally destroyed. It looks like they might have left on their own accord.
Mm-hmm.
The door was open, but the inside's not destroyed. It's just kind of
Abandoned.
Yeah, it looks like it's been ransacked.
I'm not
Gotcha.
checking the cupboard this time. Yeah.
Oh no,
Just
don't.
look at the,
Don't.
just don't look at the fridge.
Right.
So Maru says, "Very good. I'm very proud of you. We were able to get here
Yeah.
safely and
We can be surprisingly professional.
well, no offense, but this was the first I've seen of it. So you can rest and relax, and then once it's dark, I'll take you to the way to get in."
Hey, what was with that guy with the mud hut over there? Kind of just by himself.
Oh, calls himself a priest. He used to hold services for a number of the people in the area. Don't know much about it, but he's one of the people who's refused to leave the area.
What? How do you think he's surviving?
I would imagine no one really wants to touch him.
He does look pretty
Yeah.
smelly.
I mean, yeah, well, I've heard he smells to high heaven, like really bad.
Interesting.
But
Oh god.
it is the Eastern District, so that's not unusual.
No. This place has a bouquet about it.
Patina is what comes to my mind,
Yeah.
says Maru, but okay.
Yeah, I just tried to liven it up. What was Reed, what was the graffiti we just we saw earlier? What was it?
All hail the halfpenny king.
King. You guys know what that is?
They look at each other and they go, "We've seen that around as well. It's a couple places.
Okay.
No idea what it means, but we've seen it. It's in a few places around the Slinks, around Crooked Court. There was a building in Splatterfields that I think had it painted on it, but I think that building's been collapsed and destroyed.
We saw it, I think the first time was on the side of the Stratavernius house, if you remember that place.
That's that big mansion you used to talk about a lot, right?
Yes, that's around there. That's actually, now that I think about it, that's one of the first locations outside of that where we ran into the abominations.
When was
Now that, I guess when you were still back at the barracks
Wow, that was
around
really-
then.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was at the
Right.
colony.
Remember we reported seeing unusual creatures around there?
Maru says, "I don't remember that." Octavia says, "I remember the one time because you weren't around at that point. You were off, I believe."
Hmm. Well, then maybe we talked with Octavia then. I like you said, it's been a bit, and we've had some trials and tribulations between then and now. So it kind of, all that I know is I remember it happened when you guys were still over at the barracks. Was our first initial run-in with the things. But it was more of we saw it and then we ran.
Probably the smart way to do it.
Yes, we've had to fight them on occasion, and it's never enjoyable, and it is always kind of gross in different ways.
Well, once again,
And deadly.
Eastern
Don't
District.
forget to.
Oh, just so you know, some of them, they spit out this goo, this phlegm, something. Basically, it acts as like an adhesive that hardens, and that's how people get dragged away.
Octavia
So-
goes, "We've seen that. Those
So,
things
reckon-
are particularly nasty."
So recommendations are, if you're going to be patrolling, shields at the very least. That way you can at least take one hit and then maybe throw it off as you fall back or something.
Gotcha.
Because getting that stuff off is a chore, and it can be extremely debilitating.
Calandra, Octavia is having this conversation with Gaius. Maru comes over to you and says, "I'd just like to apologize. I said some things I probably shouldn't have. It was a stressful situation. As we've been walking, I've realized I was a little harsh on you. It just
Oh, honey, no, you're
circumstances of-
fine.
Okay.
You're fine. I'm an asshole.
Maru goes, "Okay, I'm good. I guess
So
we're good."
no harm, no foul. No, it's fine.
Okay.
We're all good.
Well, I didn't mean to basically
But
say
I
that-
am sorry for any trouble. I actually don't like to create trouble on my behalf. I know it seems like I kind of cause a lot of it, but I don't like to make it.
Well, I shouldn't have said that these boys purchased you, so I apologize.
It's a fair assumption. It's fine. They didn't, but it's
Okay.
fine.
The guy's just turning around. He's like, "What?"
Even if okay.
I actually came to them for help. They did not come to the temple for me.
She goes, "Wait a minute." Octavia now has caught wind, and she goes, "Wait a minute. You purchased them?"
Yes. They're my
Hired our
pets.
assistants.
I'm just standing there waving like I have no clue what any of this means. I'm just like,
I passed him a butterscotch. Like, here, he works for
No, thank you.
butterscotch. He works for candy. The
These are good.
bargain.
At this point, guys like hears these things and is just continuing to talk to Octavia in a louder voice, describing how to fight abominations.
She's like nodding to you, but the eyes keep going back to this conversation.
Yeah, no, he's just totally like forcefully ignoring that. And I'm going to engage. It's never good. They just make fart jokes until I go away.
Oh, by the way, can you move a little so my hair blows this way? It'll be great.
He just
how long
sighs.
does
Oh,
your
wait.
light starter last?
See,
It's
it lasts for an hour, so I think
So
that's long gone at this point.
That's just gas. It's just gas.
No, I think there's an open window, at which point he just slides the window shut and the breeze stops coming in.
Oh, my hair.
Okay, at
Well-
this point, the sun is beginning to set.
Yeah. So I guess we'll take a short rest while we're waiting for the night to truly fall.
Okay. We'll say that during the course of all this, you've had time to short rest
All right.
without
Cool.
a problem. Maru waits a little longer until it's really, dark. And then basically gives you directions from where you are to basically the directions to go down a couple different roads. And when you come to a big road that crosses, it's not even a road, it's a dirt trail between buildings that's wider than all the others. If you head across, you may want to go off the beaten path and go down a block or two and go down some alleys and then double back, and that'll get you in. There's only a handful of like 2 or 3 guards that are around there. And if you
Okay.
but you can get around them because that area is pretty much, there's really no threats left in Splatterfields.
Mm-hmm.
So Splatterfields is a lot lighter. You didn't hear that from me, says Maru. And Octavia
Mhm.
goes, "We're good. The dwarf isn't with them." And just, be careful. Look out for guards. There are guards there. It's just the amount in this one particular area is incredibly light compared to all the other ways in.
Thank you for your assistance, in helping us locate our compatriots. Yet
I
again.
wish you all the best of luck. And
Oh, quick
Next-
question.
oh yes,
When we find our friends and we what are the rules? Are we allowed to get out of here through the bridges or no?
I really don't know. We were just going to say that you ran off and escaped because we can't prove that you got through any gates because it would be marked
File.
down, which is why us staying here till late was so viable. We can say we were looking for you.
Makes sense. I hope we get to see you again in better circumstances.
Maru says, I do too. Mostly because I'm incredibly curious about what's in there. And I hope that you will share it with me the next time you see me.
Well,
And Octavia goes, us. Share with us.
yeah.
Ooh, guys,
Guys,
you could do. One
you're
of
both our
those-
friends.
You could do one of those
What?
spells.
Oh
You could do
yeah.
one of those spells.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a way to send messages magically to people.
Oh, I've heard of that, says
Would
Octavia.
you could I guess I'll get predetermined. You're cool if I do that. If I send the information that way.
Yeah, you can't
If at the very least.
see stuff in my head or anything, right?
Oh no. Think of it as like I send you like a small note. It's only so many words long, and then you can respond in kind.
Okay.
So if at the very least we can
You
use
gotta be
that to
kind,
meet up.
says Octavia.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it was a choice.
Oh, I'll
it
be
was a
fine
choice
with
of
it
words.
Okay.
It's more of a choice of words.
Okay.
It's
Well,
so
I
we
don't-
can sit.
I don't know a lot about magic, so you forgive me.
Oh, it's fine. It basically, I send you a message. You can respond in a similar way, 25
okay.
words or less.
I get it.
And at the very least, we can use that to meet somewhere, so we can relay what we have seen. That kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know that we're going to be. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if we find something where I need to use more words than that,
Just
or if at the
be
very
careful,
least,
because
Yes?
if they catch you, if the guards catch you again,
yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to vouch for you.
Gotcha. No, that's understandable. Yeah, we'll be sneaky. We
Okay.
can. We're not bad at that at times. So yeah, at the very least, I can send you a message and maybe like say, "Oh, I left you maybe a written document on everything we saw in case we can't meet in person," and leave it like a dead drop somewhere. I know it's kind of getting late. I guess we should go.
Yeah, we better check in.
All right. Well, good
good
luck
luck.
trying to find those wily culprits that slipped your watchful eyes. We are going to go and not
Octavia
commit.
says, "Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time they made us look bad." And Maru just kind of hits her on the shoulder and says, "Will you let that go?"
Octavia, ow! That actually hurts my feelings.
I wasn't focused directly at you, but you know.
I get it though, but I'm kind of we're the ones here. I understand why you have every reason to be way more upset than you are right now. I'd be pissed too.
Good, because that's the way it should be. Because this sucks. The
Yeah.
Eastern Districts fucking suck. The people
Oh yeah, they were
suck,
bad.
The monsters suck. The smell sucks. The food sucks. The sleeping quarters suck.
Well, I won't
Anything
lie.
I didn't
This
mention, let me just assure you, it sucks.
I was going to say the smell has gotten at least less than it was. Pervasive?
Yeah, but when you're staying in the barracks that used to be a house, that stuff seeps into the walls and the inside of those rooms. You still get that funk.
Yeah,
Not
recommend I recommend a strong lye soap to just scour. Oh, do you have access to white vinegar?
Maybe at lunch.
Well, it's a great way to get rid of that smell, as long as you like the smell of white vinegar. If you use you can get rid of the white vinegar smell. Obviously, after you use it to expunge the other scents.
This
Is what I'm saying.
sounds like it's just going to snowball continuously.
No. That's
Okay.
no. It's use the
And then
vinegar.
you can get
and
rid of
then
the
you-
white vinegar smell with cow manure. But then you need to get rid of the cow manure smell with
white vinegar again.
white vinegar.
No, but you can use just standard soaps to get rid of the white vinegar smell.
Okay. All right,
Believe
well,
me, I've spent enough time in this wonderful city's Eastern District and sewers to know how to get rid of odors. Remember on all the missions we went on for you guys that required delving down there?
Octavia goes, "Oh yeah, you were the sewer guys."
We were the sewer guys, yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
First one to
about
find the kids. Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
you and those weird guys. They were creepy.
Which one of the weird guys?
The shadow people or something.
The shadow
Oh.
They're
What do
what
they
I
look like?
heard,
That was finding kids.
They're working for the palace now.
people. Oh shit. Oh shit. I think I know who they are. What do they look like?
One of them dresses a little bit like her.
Like Calandra?
Yeah, but with spikes and stuff.
Is there also a quiet dwarf with them? Maybe a wizard in black robes?
Well, I know there's a wizard. I don't remember what he looks like. It was the tall, skinny one in leather that I remember. Well, it's shiny black stuff like her, and the spikes. That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they have a cleric maybe?
Not sure.
He'd be real
I
quiet
didn't-
for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't deal with him much. Matter of fact, I don't think I ever dealt with him.
How many were in that group?
Do you know? No, I never dealt with him either.
Hmm.
Somewhere between 5 and 10. I'm not sure. 5 and 8 probably, but not 100% sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's not good.
So,
Yeah, so what did what did the shadow people do exactly to get in good with the
they rescued a bunch of kids from the sewers.
Oh shit, are we Guys kind of just leans back, he's like, oh shit, are we the bad ones?
No.
Oh shit. Oh, good for them. Killing Finding kids is always good. I guess that's everything. I guess we'll hit the old dusty trail.
Okay, well, good luck. Be
Thanks.
careful, be cautious, be safe, and just keep your wits about you. Ready?
It's good to see you again.
Yep.
Good,
Hope-
good to see you too.
Hope to see you guys again. Buy drinks on us. Next time.
Goes,
Yeah, you can come
are
to the-
on.
You
Okay.
can come to the temple. You can have anything you want.
They both
Yeah, do you
kind of
guys
look
get-
at you, Kalandra, and go, look you up and down, and go, I think we'll be good with drinks, actually.
They have
Oh,
drinks.
they have a
lot
buffet.
here.
Yeah, they got a buffet.
Octavia
and
goes,
all
I'm
this-
sure they do.
It's okay, Reed. No one ever thinks it's really just a buffet.
They kind of look at each other, going, it's not, is it? Right? It's really not.
It's food. It's
Well, I
just
think-
food. It's food. It's
They do.
food. It's
They do.
Yeah.
They do have food there.
And Octavia goes, yeah, but what's the food laid out on?
plates. What the
Plates,
hell?
tables,
Oh,
plates, tables, people.
Whatever you want. Depends on your. Whatever you want, but we have plates. We're not uncultured reprobates.
Who would
Well-
put food on people? That's weird.
Yeah, they're cultured reprobates.
That what
Maybe I'll
Eldred did.
explain it later. Right?
I think
I'll
I
explain
think
it
Eldred
later, but
indulged in a lot of different
In-
things.
right?
I think he just ended his way through that building.
Yeah, you might want to offer him some penicillin later, just in case.
Nah, he's got to learn. He's got to learn his lesson somehow.
Kalandra, if you ever get tired of bartending, the marketing department probably could use you too, right there. So they say, on that note,
Mhm.
Time for us to all get to work.
good luck.
Yes.
And they open the door, look both ways, and kind of go around and disappear.
All right, let's get
Go with the
ready
blessing
to
of
get in
Bacchus.
there. Let's go
Do you
get
have to
that.
do your spell again, guys?
For what?
To find Eldred
Oh.
Trumpet?
Yes. Yeah. I was wondering which one. I threw out a few new ones as well. Yeah. So
Well, you can
I
make
wasn't
the
sure if
windy
you
one
guys.
again. That was good.
Nah, we're not gonna make the windy one happen right now. Yeah, so I'll cast locate object to see orientation wise if they kind of where we think they are in the distance.
They are
Basically, I take out it's like a tuning fork. I kind of like wonk it on a table. And I'm like, oh yeah,
they are to the east.
to east. So the orientation where we went to the Slinks. Does this make sense? The location where we took the initial reading from, Paul.
Put it this way: before you came into this building,
Yeah.
you noticed that the big column of smoke is now to your east. That's
Gotcha.
one
All
of
right,
the
so the-
reasons it took about 4 hours. You
right.
basically did a wide berth of the column
Circle
of
around.
smoke.
Okay. I
Hmm.
just wanted to get orientation in my head correct. So, okay. The orientation does make sense. They're in the direction I thought they should be. Okay. And I'll just double check that when we get closer, I guess.
Who'd you focus on?
This time I did butt trumpet, like the little item I gave them instead. Basically to confirm that they're kind of together.
I'm gonna
Come
put
on,
on my
we should
black
have
hood
to-
that I didn't know I have.
Then zip, zip, zip.
No, the eyes are open and kind of just
Ah.
pretty tight. There's just 2 slits for the nostrils, 2 little holes for the ears, and kind of a zipper mouth thing that was currently open, but it's a little crooked.
Okay.
And
That's actually really kind of-
tight fitting.
I won't lie, that's actually kind of creepy. Anywho. Listen, just not my jam. That's all.
Does that protect you from like arrows?
Glancing blow,
I just
perhaps.
figured it would. I just figured because it's dark, trying to be sneaky.
Oh yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Oh, also, Paul, just so you know, I don't have disadvantage on stealth now because of my armor, and I have
Okay.
+5 to stealth because I know you tend to do
Yeah.
some rolls in the background.
What we will do this time is I will let all of you make a group stealth roll.
Oh dear, you're gonna rely on us to do that, huh?
This time,
All
yes.
right.
I did good. 21.
Blackjack.
Calandra, your dice are cursed.
Guys, yours was a 10.
I
15.
tried.
You're 15.
15, yeah, with the modifier.
The
I
two of,
gotta unzip the hood from Calandra because it
the
just
two of
keeps
you
walking into shit.
outweigh Calandra's 5, averaging out.
Walking into
So
walls
when
and shit,
she
tripping
kinda
over stuff.
Trips over stuff, and as she walks, the thighs are rubbing together, squeaking as they go, with the leather on leather. And
Guy's just like, he's not even a stealth expert. He just turns and looks around. He's like, what?
It's like she's wearing corduroy.
does the zipper and goes,
Like
it gets really hot in here.
I have thick thighs. It is vinyl. Things rub. I can't help it.
Guy takes out a thing of talcum powder, just puts it in his hand, and then just kind of like tosses it at her. I'm just like, yeah, that should help with the rubbing.
It's gonna turn into a paste. It's gonna turn into a paste.
Not on the inside, it stays on the outside. That leather doesn't seep your sweat, does it?
No, ask Happy Harry.
No. That's Reed's friend. I don't go there.
No. No. I don't like him.
Okay.
So you follow the directions of the way you went. You had one or two close calls with occasionally Ruby would kind of have that vinyl squeaking going or trip or something because she can't really see out of the eye holes too well, and you would whisper something to her and she'd be like, "What? I can't hear it," and then like turn her head and
I'm gonna cut that hood off that armor. Also, not 100% sure it's actually armor.
you also notice that the heels on the boots are definitely not meant for armor.
Are you wearing wedges?
Are you
right
out
now?
there in high heels?
Well, they Happy Harry called them "come and get it" boots. I figured that meant like
He told you the
But-
heels could also be used as a weapon,
right.
a piercing weapon.
So they're my come and get it boots. I did.
We're gonna have like some cleric sit down stuff after this particular jaunt. At some point, we just
They're nice boots.
and they're
you
great.
say we're going to have some cleric sit-down stuff, and Calandra turns around in an alley and sits on a box, and you just hear the vinyl kind of creak as she does it.
No, not right. Not while we're stealthing. Later, we'll talk later. Gotta make sure we find Butt Trumpet and Eldred, so we can have him make weird comments, and they probably feel super awkward because it wouldn't be the same without that.
I didn't want to say anything when we were with Maru and Octavia, but I'm a little worried that if the halflings recognize Eldred as the guy that killed them all at the inn at the Stone's Throw, if any of them got away, they might kill him on sight. I really hope they didn't kill him on sight.
Yeah, I'll unpack that later.
So you get to that large intersection,
Mm-hmm.
and you do see, two guards across the road that you've kind of snuck down. And they're each one like leaning up against the wall on either side, having a cigar and drinking something. And they're dressed in the old style guard uniforms too, except they're very young compared to all the other guards you've seen. Like Maru and Octavia and the usual guards you see. These look like a couple of young guys. And they're just like not even paying attention. And
Perfect.
they're just kind of talking. You work your way down. There's one moment where you tap Octavia. She turns around. There's this loud kind of creak of this vinyl. And everyone freezes. And you look down and they're still smoking and talking and not even aware. And you're able to get across that big intersection and down a side alley and get around, and you're good. You've made it.
Okay.
You did, when you were crossing that big alley, you did notice down the way some guards on some rooftops.
Good
But
to know.
they didn't seem to be looking your way, and you did notice the other way. Further down, there were some guards down there who actually looked to be paying attention, and some guards on the roof there that actually looked to be paying attention, and also a little bit of a barricade over the roads there. But you noticed here, there seems to be some well-traveled ruts in the earth going down the main road that they were on either side of. And guys,
Oh.
also,
Well.
you noticed a lot of hoof prints around there as well.
Okay. Wagons. This is where they're bringing in the people. I guess we're going to try to determine where our friends are. Breaks out the tuning fork again, gives it a little, like, make sure he looks around and everything, gives it a little tap on a wall, and casting locate object will go for the butt trumpet.
East.
East again? So
Yeah.
the general direction we've been traveling? Okay.
Yeah.
How far
Wait,
off? How far
that's-
off?
That's the problem. It's like staticky. It's kind of like they're moving forward and back, move forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. But it's
they're-
like in a staticky way, but it's directly east. Not directly,
Directly
but it's
east.
like
It's
the
in that
eastern-
general.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's that direction. They seem to be shifting or maybe walking around a little bit, but
Or
staying
there's
in the
some
general
sort
area.
of magical interference.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
Do I have a feel? We're obviously much closer than we were before.
I don't know about much. You are closer though.
We are closer. Okay. All right. Oh, we keep going east, and there seems to be some kind of potential magical interference, but we should be good. I say we keep sneaking. We do not draw attention to ourselves.
Okay. I want to take my hood off.
Yeah.
Take the hood
Yeah,
off.
you should take the. Yeah. You want me to just.
Hood
He
is off.
pulls out a knife. You want me just to remove that?
Yeah,
It doesn't-
sure. Go
Doesn't seem
ahead.
functional.
Go ahead.
You just kind of like.
No.
Kind of just. Yeah,
There you
there we go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It
Yeah.
just. He kind of
Not
like. He like looks around for a trash can and he's like, wait. And then just kind of like
Trash can.
he just finds some like refuse and just kind of like sticks it in there deep so nobody
You
knows.
notice
It's
like
like
her hair's all wet and she's a little
Ugh,
sweaty underneath
just
there.
just damp. This whole section just soaked.
Oh my gosh.
So, and as you're moving eastward,
Mhm.
along with that in mind, you do notice it's getting warmer.
Well, we're approaching the pillar,
Yeah. Yeah.
the pillar of smoke, which we're assuming could just be a bunch of bodies on fire or something.
Uh,
So go ahead and move yourself.
Oh.
You are
All right.
at a point in between some buildings, and a number of the buildings are beginning to get a little sparser. You
Gotcha.
notice quite a few buildings actually collapsed and broken down and, you know, in ruin here and there as well.
Gotcha. So point of reference, Paul,
Yes.
for the forge. is up on the map north
For this, we'll say
like-
yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that we're going
Right.
east.
And where
Just
you
kinda-
Right.
are, where you
Right.
are in the eastern districts, that definitely makes sense because the cliffs are to your north.
Gaius, well, this is Reed's realm of expertise, so he's just kind of quietly following behind.
I peek around corners and whatnot as I go.
Yeah, definitely trying to perceive all that fun stuff.
Are we going east directly?
So with the locate object spell, Paul, I'm kind of trying to get a feel. I can have that going for a little bit, so I'm just using that as our guide. Is it just still east, right? Nothing
Correct.
as we're moving's changing. So yes, Reed, just keep going east, and once we
Okay.
go a certain distance, we'll just keep double checking.
Paul, I peek around the corner at that giant fiery looking thing.
To,
Is that the source of the smoke?
No.
Nope, just a different fiery thing. Ignore the giant fire thing in the distance. No man behind the curtain. This is getting creepy. Is there a smell in the air?
I'm putting Eldred here just so that you can use the light, okay?
Gotcha. For vision so everyone can see what the hell we're doing.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our cameraman Eldred, not the same as normal Eldred.
So
Just
you
pretend I'm
see-
not here. Just pretend I'm not here.
You see a bunch of collapsed buildings all around.
Mhm.
And to the north is a large bonfire that is burning. And Gaius, roll me a perception check.
Perception. Let's see if it's going better than the others.
Can I
'cause
give? I
every
was gonna say, can I
perception-
give him guidance? Can I give him
Sure,
guidance?
sure.
All right. Let me add D4 onto that 21 I rolled.
Oh, don't worry
Oh,
about
well-
it
I didn't.
Well, hold on. It's 25 now.
then. Okay.
In case that makes a difference.
With that in mind, you hear the burning of the fire. You also hear in the distance somewhere the sound of a lot of movement, of like a crowd of something big moving around, and you can tell by the sounds that they're making that they are horses that are not, that it's the sound of scared horses, and even at times the crying and screaming of horses to the northeast.
Awesome. Yeah, I relay that to the party, obviously. Okay.
And you
so we know
also
there's a bunch of
notice
stuff to
that
the north.
There is ash in the air everywhere.
Hmm. Oh, I
Are they
hope that's
burning
not
all the
people-
horses?
Maybe. I hope that's not like people ash. I hope that's like wood ash.
What if it's horse ash?
Could be a bunch of horse
Ooh.
ash. Horse ash as far as the eye could see. Do you know what horse ash tastes like? Is it different than other ash?
Can I? Maybe.
Yes.
By the way,
Ah.
Gaius is deadpan serious as he's asking these questions.
I don't know.
Oh my
Why don't you
God.
stick your tongue out and find out? Catch
Mm,
someone your tongue.
no. What happens if it's people ash?
Then
No,
you eat people.
I don't.
With
No,
that
I'm not going to eat people
25,
ash.
Guys, you do occasionally see these silhouettes of some people moving about, and you can tell that they're in guard armor with that roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so definitely want to keep heading east, not really north. Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
it's more like to the northwest you're seeing this movement.
Oh, to the north.
And it's not
Oh,
a
to the
lot.
northwest.
It's like one or possibly two people, or it could be the same person.
Which
I'm not
which
sure.
makes sense because further north, that's where like the more observant guards were. That's where that checkpoint was.
One of them, yeah.
One of them, but like that makes sense because we saw a bunch of guards more in that general direction.
Yeah.
Because that's where the slinks and everything, where more population to stop them from coming in would be. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we continue to sneak east.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul,
Yes.
can we see? Oh, no. Where are you? There you go. Sorry. Can we see like more than 10 feet, 15 feet to our right?
Not
that a
really,
building?
because there's a glow in the distance you see. but right around it's real hazy and dark. There's a lot of ash in the air. It's, now it's like it's full on dark out.
I guess I just want to know: are we on a street, or are we in a big open area?
It kind of looks like a war zone. What you're seeing is there are a lot of ruins of buildings around. There are
Mhm.
occasionally full buildings still up, and they're all backlit by fires. There seems to be large fires in a number of areas.
Yeah. So I guess like, do we at least see like maybe like a silhouette of? We can't tell if it's a collapsed building, but basically walls and stuff to obstruct.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
can we see if the road we're kind of on, does it continue to go east?
You can
It's kinda
find
hard
a
to
way
see.
You can find a way to go east. You'll see when buildings are there, just to like.
Gotcha.
You'll see.
We just
you
gotta get
have to move
closer.
yourself around. Yeah.
Reed. All right, let's just keep heading east. So, guys, gestures in this direction over
You might have to
here.
go down. You might have to go up, but still continue east.
Okay.
You just find the way that works for you.
All right, so I'm literally at a black line. I can't see anything.
That you're at a wall. When that
Oh, the
happens,
wall. Okay.
you're at a wall.
It's
So anyway,
skip-
yeah, so-
my mom great. My dad kind of dumb. I think I take a lot more after my dad's side.
All right, so we're just gonna keep heading east. Double checking the locate spell. Still to the east. No orientation change or anything.
So go ahead and move. I'll move Reed along with you.
What are we seeing down below there? What do
You'll
we
have
got?
to get
Is that
closer to look.
Ah. Ew.
it's like spikes? Don't touch the spikes.
I'm not touching anything. Ew. That's keep Reed away.
I look down and in a little bit.
And you see lots of bodies, just naked bodies of people of all makes and models, and
Ages and sizes.
yeah, many of them
Dead?
are. No, there's some that appear like they might be. There are also a bunch that look like they're having a real issue, and like there's a lot of coughing. There's a lot of large wounds on them.
They have the boils and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. At that point, Gaius just kind of like
Just
puts his hand
back
on
away,
Kalandra
back
and
away,
Reed's
back
shoulder
away.
and just kind of like
Yeah.
Does the
We're gonna make
old
things a lot easier. for you.
stepperoonie back. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah, we back up.
yeah. That's no bueno.
I'm just
So,
backing
and-
on up.
There's someone who you hear a voice go, "Help me. Get me out of here. Help."
Okay, we're just. Oh shit. I don't.
Help me. I don't belong here.
Can we see who's talking?
Yes, he's it's a skinny guy with wide eyes, kind of partially in the piles of bodies.
Does he look sick?
He doesn't have any boils or rashes on him.
But he's been in the bodies with the boils and the rashes.
Yeah, he's kind of steeped in that, ain't he?
Yeah, like it's he's just in the nasty. It's all over you, buddy.
As much as I deplore the situation right now, if he does have this illness and we spread it because of him, I don't.
That's yeah.
We need to do some more investigation first. We need to figure out.
Yeah.
I understand the idea of the quarantining and the isolation of the sick, but this is heinous.
Oh yeah, this is terrible.
But when you get to the volume of these kind of numbers, there's only so much you can do.
All right.
And Gaius
Especially
is still
quickly.
just walking slowly back and away, and he's checking his
But,
locate object to see
Still
where.
to the east. As you
Yeah,
walk
Calandra
away,
has
the guy's
thoroughly
like,
backed up.
I can fight. Give me a blade. I can fight.
Oh, ew. No, I've already
Once
backed
again,
all the fucking way up.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
were to look at him, Gaius is weeping as he's backing away from this site, just
Please,
D-
please, don't leave
dis-
me.
disgusted with himself and the situation that he's been in.
I'm like, okay,
That he's in.
guys, I know it sucks, but if he keeps yelling for us to help him, we're gonna get a lot of attention. We don't
Yep,
want
we're
that.
moving. We're moving. We're moving east. We have our people. We can try and save them first. The authorities are the ones doing this, so there's no one we can take this to. This is bad.
What did I walk into? Shit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of bodies. Some of them dead, some of them alive. All of them, for the most part, sick, but maybe not all of them. Someone called out for help, but yeah. And now you're dealing with the cleric who wants to save the people, but knows that he probably shouldn't.
Is that like a
Yeah, we got it.
like a fort thing?
It's
With
it's
a
a
bunch of
barricade to
sick
keep
or
them in,
dead people, yeah.
sick and die. Sick and dying.
It's like a concentration camp.
Yeah.
It's like a concentration camp.
Yes, they are all concentrated
horrible.
into. I wouldn't call that a camp, though.
Yeah.
Just a pit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Gaius keeps going east, trying to distract himself
Okay.
from what he has seen.
You hear the voice in the background crying out, anything, I'll do anything.
Keep going.
And you hear some other moaning and other people kind of
Yeah.
starting, take me too. Take me too.
Look,
Okay.
the only thing at this point, if you feel that bad, then put him out of their misery. Otherwise, just keep walking.
Oh, that's also terrible. Yeah, Gaius
That's what
is
we
just
got.
like, no. Gaius is like, no. He like tapping the tuning fork again. He's like, gotta find the people, save the people I can first. This is not cool. This is not
Okay,
good.
are we still going?
The heat
How's-
is
what's it looking
getting
like?
really, really intense, by the way.
Ooh, well, yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So, am I still getting a reading to the east?
Yeah, like the east and a little bit south.
Okay, then.
And in
Uh,
front of you is a massive pyre that just reaches to the north and reaches to the south. This massive fire. Buildings, and you see bones in there. All sort piles of bones amongst the buildings that have been destroyed. This is where the large black smoke is coming from.
What is containing the fire? Anything?
Nothing really. It's just kind of, there's a central thing, and then there's the ash is just kind of, and the coals are just, there's the big pile of stuff in the center that continues to burn, and then stuff that is burned around it. That
So, is there like a fire break around it? Is it spreading, or does it seem to like have contained itself?
it's kind of like the main focus is at the center,
Mm-hmm.
but the stuff at the edges have burnt, and now it's just like coals that are still burning on the ground but not spreading because everything around it is stone and what was once cobblestones and gravel. It's not going anywhere because within the immediate vicinity of these coals there's nothing to burn. There are a couple buildings nearby, but most of them are stone, and the only thing that's not stone is some of the roofs appear to be some stuff, though there are a few with what appear to be slate roofs, but a lot of the roofs don't seem to be in very good shape either. The elements have really taken their toll, And a lot of the stone is just stained black with soot from the fire. And the ash is heavy in the air. This looks like not only a mass grave fire, but also that a good portion of the Slinks and Crooked Court and Splatterfields is all being razed to the ground. It's a combination of a mass funeral pyre and razing the area to the ground. And you just see bones upon bones and buildings that have collapsed that have been just decimated by these fires. And as you stand there, as you look to the north and the south, this goes on for, it's a massive thing that goes on. It's easily 1 or 2 miles wide. And
Wow.
you see the silhouettes of people to both the far north and the south coming with wagons and offloading things in them, as well as what looks like people in robes seem to be doing things with their hands to the north and south as well.
Ew.
I
This
think
is
that's
not
going
good.
to be a
This is not
good
good.
place for us to call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you were at least intrigued by this evening. Once again, we will be dark on August 13th, but we will be back the very next week. That's in 2 weeks, so please join us again next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel. And as always, please be kind.